Good evening. My name is Sandra Bacon, and today I'm going to talk to you about my classroom management plan that we worked on to put together over the last 6 weeks. My introduction of my classroom management plan is that classroom management refers to the organized structure of the classroom created by teachers to reflect their philosophical beliefs. Having a plan allows teachers to take into consideration the steadily increasing student diversity in the classroom and display expectations to different behaviors while ensuring a safe and learning environment. I don't believe that there's any right or wrong classroom management plan. I do just believe that it's up to each individual teacher's beliefs and what they believe will work best for them. The purpose for a classroom management plan is one, it allows teachers to have effective use of time. It creates a classroom that everyone can consider is fair. It will help to hold students accountable for their own learning and behavior. A classroom management plan will also help build a community within a class that teaches self-discipline and cooperation. It will also display expected rules and procedures and routines so students know what to expect in their daily routine, daily classroom experience. It is important for teachers to collaborate and communicate their plan with parents, administration, staff, and students. Having everyone know what your expectations are will just help you be more successful in your classroom. My overview of the philosophy of a classroom management plan is that my philosophy of classroom and behavior management is one where students are part of an organized and structured classroom that enhances the highest level of learning while feeling equal, safe, and part of a community. It is necessary to have a plan that has clearly stated guidelines to the procedures, routines, and expectations of every student. Students will learn how to work collaboratively, learn self-discipline while solving conflict situations, and respect the diversity of others. Children need a learning environment that is caring and allows growth in self-esteem and confidence. I believe that is very important. It is my goal to provide an open communication classroom where students feel respected and have ownership in their learning. I will work with parents, students, and administrators to ensure that every student reaches their fullest potential. My personal philosophy is closely connected to David and Roger Johnson's theory, the 3 C's. I do believe incorporating cooperation, conflict resolution, and civic values in the daily procedures and routines will help students learn the self-discipline to solve conflicts and learn how to respect the goals, values, and dreams of others. Through this theory, a student will model a respect for authority while displaying little to none behavior problems while working in a safe and learning environment. I also believe in using this theory. A teacher will display positive high expectations where each and every student feels they belong to a community formed in the class. They will also feel that they are in a trusting, caring, and safe environment. I believe with these values incorporated in daily schedules, students can accomplish and succeed all expectations. Setting up my classroom. Student seating arrangements will be arranged balancing out high, mediums, and lows among the class. I just believe that this is a better way for students to work together and learn from each other. Students will sit 4 to a table, allowing students the opportunity to work collaboratively without wasting time in transition. Student seating will rotate each grading period to allow students the opportunity to work together and become more involved in their own learning. I also believe in rotating the seating helps students to learn how to work with everyone and not allow students to just get comfortable and to where maybe one person in each group seems to do more work than the others. This will allow everyone to work together, to bond together, to become friends together, and to just learn how to all be together. How I plan to provide a safe and learning environment. Well, I will show the respect to my students, parents, and administrators that I expect my students to also show to their parents, their students, their student friends, their administrators, and to myself. I will build a community within my classroom. I will teach my students how to use self-discipline to solve conflicts. I will teach my students how to work together. I will have procedures and routines that the students will know and will just become part of their daily routine. I will have rules, and I will have high expectations for all my students. Classroom rules and consequences. Rule number 1 is no put downs of classmates. Everyone in the class wants to feel respected, safe, and part of a community in the class. This rule is in place to help students appreciate the diversity among us. This will help students learn a life skill needed in every day, life to become successful. Everyone will learn to treat others the way they would want to be treated. Rule number 2, eyes front when the teacher is talking. If students don't learn how to look at you when you're talking, then they will miss important information, and that would maybe miss something that was required or something that they needed to be successful in completing what their assignment is. And it will also help the teacher to not have to repeat herself several times. Number 3, keep your voice to an inside working level. Getting too loud while working among the classroom could cause others to be distracted. Keeping our voices at an inside level will allow all students the opportunity to achieve their maximum level of learning while focused on the topic being covered. Rule number 4, stay in your seat unless you have permission to do otherwise. In order to keep students engaged in learning, it is important to keep them from freely wandering around the room. Rule number 5, never open the classroom door without teacher authorization. In the world that we live in today, safety is such a huge concern. We don't want parents to feel that their children are not in a safe environment. Students just need to know the expectations on what to do if someone was to come to the door. There are several rules. There are no right or wrong rules. It's just really what works best for you to have a successful classroom. Procedures and expectations. The main purpose for implementing classroom procedures is to tell students how the classroom is organized, which will also reduce discipline problems as students perform many different activities during the school day, often at the same time with a minimum of wasted time and confusion. Some of the ones that I listed in my plan were how to enter the classroom, what to do in case of an emergency, how to quiet the class, carpet procedures, because I do plan to stay, my hopes and dreams are to be pre-K to second grade, and end of the day procedures. Again, no right or wrong procedures and routines for your day, just what works best for you as a teacher. How I will respond to positive and negative behavior. At the school that I currently work for, and something that works very well that I would hope to carry on with me, is we have KIT cards. KIT cards are where students can, if they're caught being good, if they're caught making good choices, if they're caught being respectful, anything positive, then a teacher or staff member can sign the student's KIT card. If the student gets 30 signatures in 1 month, or 60 in a grading period, just really whatever works for each teacher that's at the school or each grade level, what they decide to do as a team. Then we have a store where students can earn tokens for so many signatures and then use those tokens to purchase things at the school store. I plan to use preferred activity time. If students are able to have a few minutes left over in a at the end of the science class because they've worked so well, they've paid attention, they've stayed focused, then maybe we can take that extra 3 or 4 minutes and tack it on to some additional activity time. For students to report bullies, because I will not tolerate bullying within the classroom, we will have a bully box where students can report what is taking place and what is making them feel like they are being bullied. To help solve that, we'll have peer mediation plan to resolve conflicts and reteach correct behavior. I do believe that students learn differently. Not everyone learns the same, so some of the consequences for one student may not reteach that behavior the same way that it would in another. So I do believe in individualized consequences. For students who continue to break rules or not follow procedures, I will have a tracking system to monitor their misbehavior, to be able to then hold a conference with their parents, and to be able to communicate this misbehavior with guidance counselors or administrators. Special needs students. My heart, honestly, is totally with special needs. I tell the principal that I currently work for that I wish that she could find it in the budget to hire me to just work with, ESE or ESOL or, special needs students. That is definitely where my heart is. But to help with special needs, definitely accommodations. I will incorporate anything that will, any accommodation that will help them become successful learners. I'll follow the guidelines of the No Child Left Behind Act, the Individual with Disability Education Act, and in some cases, I will have to work with an RTI team to be able to implement things that might be in their plan. Communication with parents is huge. Parents, are busy, they're working, they don't always have time to pay attention to everything that we're doing. It's going to be on my part to make sure that I do communicate with them. My first contact would be on orientation day with an introduction. A very nice welcome letter with my email information, how to contact me. We'll also communicate through student agendas. We'll have a monthly newsletter. And again, we will set up conferences. I think I forgot conferences in my paper though. The Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act is very important. It's very important as a teacher to respect the privacy of students. So therefore, I would make sure that I do not share information with others when it's not, if it has nothing to do with them. Oh my goodness, we learned so much on so many theorists. It was hard to limit it and choose just very few. My video is getting long, I'm so sorry. I did use the Cantor and Cantor Assertive Discipline model, the Frederick Jones Positive Classroom Management, definitely Roger and David Johnson, the 3 C's of school and classroom discipline, and the Forrest Gathercole of the judicious discipline. All of these were very good, along with several others in our book. It was very hard to just choose 4. I liked many plans, but it was very difficult to try to incorporate all of them into one paper. I hope that you enjoyed my presentation. I hope you enjoyed my paper. I definitely learned a lot from your class. The reading material was wonderful. I hate that I rented the book. I would love to be able to keep it. Again, thank you and enjoy your evening. I can't end it.